Hopefully this stream is working. We have got the Terra Mystica Tuesday League is back. So let's go. Red alert. This is week 3 in Division 2 of the American League. I'm playing against JS. It's home pick the settings, and he just picked arena settings. So without further ado, let's go right into the track. Past tiles wise, we are missing the ship, we're missing the priest. So we also have 2 straight dwelling rounds at the end. So this can, and like the temple round also isn't high scoring. This could be a very low scoring game. So with both of these past tiles in the game, this looks like a pretty good game for Swarmlings. I know people aren't like thrilled about Swarmlings, but given that I'm picking early in the color wheel, I want to put in something pretty resilient that like relatively no quantity isn't going to do too bad and also won't disrupt others too badly. So that's my plan if we get to put them in instead of like raids or something. If we are forced to, if we don't get to choose, then I think that we might go with someone like Halflings, or I think Halflings are a decent choice here. 2 late dwelling events I think are nice for Halflings. 2 Earth Cult rewards are nice for Halflings. It's also a terrible game to be like, oh, well, we have Halflings in seat 1. That's cool. Yeah, so we do have Halflings. Interesting. So yeah, we put Swarmlings right in. I think that this is a tricky one for Swarm because Halflings are going to get the double spade, they're gonna act first, and they can always take a spade action even if they don't get a power tile. So I expect if Swarmlings play G6 Swarmlings, then I think it might go Halflings H7, then spade G4 action. So that's a little awkward for how I would play it if I got, say, this 10th ship tile or something. But I guess we'll know more once we see what other factions are in the game. It's witches. Okay. So we could see like a mega sandwich with a black faction. If it's Darklings, that's okay. If it's Alchemists, then it gets really ugly. Alchemists should be okay here, actually. If they place like B5, 10, they're going to beat both Halflings and B4X. And they can still get... Well, actually, they don't even need to place in the east necessarily. Though I guess Swarmlings might just start G6 and dig through here. Eliminates this town possibility. But Alchemists could town here, town here or something. I guess Swarmlings might take this town away as well. It's possible. But like for Alchemists, it's just that the track is a little bit lame. This might be a game if I were Alchemists. Well, actually, it's not really important what we're thinking right at the moment. If we're Halflings. So for Halflings, it could just be Temple for Earth, like take G5, then Temple for Earth 1. And then try to accumulate some resources through here. Build a second temple here for either water or just like take as Halflings is probably... You'd like to take the 2 key town. Swarmlings are going to beat you to the 2 key town. Witches might also win the 2 key town race. It's Nomads. Okay, that is a friendlier color wheel. That's probably good news for Swarmlings. I'm thinking that the passive are big building, worker, temp ship, and then worker. So Swarmlings would get double dig. that's a good case for starting D2 and just taking these 2 hexes early. Now it is arena setting, so there is a Megatown in play. Witches are likely to get spade blocked in round 1, so witches might take the priest first. I actually think that a Dwelling Rush might not be the best route this game, because there's an air spade event. Might just be a pretty... Oh, actually, okay, so if witches start like C3, C4, or C4 or something, then they could get one of those two. Then taking Temp Ship would let them build stuff without having any spades. In that case, if they take Air 2 for their favor, or if they take a Priest and send it to Air, then they're going to get a spade. So I do like the Witches game plan with Temp Ship. I don't think that... Witches are never going to get a double spade here. So taking the worker power is a little underwhelming in that sense. I also don't think that Nomads particularly want Temp Ship. They can't do too much with Temp Ship if they don't get... Sorry, what am I saying? Yeah. Nomads with Temp Ship need a spade. The Temp Ship is like G2, I7, or B2, A5. You think Swarmlings seem pretty great here? However, yeah, I agree. Now, actually, I'm going to update this chat just so that we don't get any advice here. Like, I'm happy to chat, but yeah, I don't want to like necessarily get like line suggestions or anything. Great. And what I was saying was, I think the dry track and the good gas tiles are all in favor of Swarmlings here. Yeah, keep it above board. Yeah, that's all good. So we're looking at the starting positions, and the one thing that's here is that witches could through this. Witches are going to get a center town this game. Like I feel pretty good about that. Halflings are going to start E6. Nomads, I guess pass tiles in round 1 could be pretty interesting. Nomads aren't guaranteed to take this, but I think that this is the best for like a variety of reasons. One of which is simply the fact that, you know, like this tile for Nomads, like you're not getting double tile early just doesn't feel great either. The one hilarious thing that you could do is try to take this tile, but Nomads are in the 4th. The value of the worker power, the Temp Ship, and the big building, like up the food chain, seems really bad. So I don't think that that's going to happen. Yeah, this, like, if Nomads do take the big building, let's see. So my game plan for Witches, I believe, is either Temp Ship. Like, I think it would be Temp Ship, take the Priest, put the Priest to Air, and then Temple for... There's enough coins in this game, and there's these at the end. I think people are leaving Swarmlings because there's a very good chance to get double spade early in the game. Only advice, like only meme advice, ghostly, like immediately on Nomads. Yeah, I mean, if I do wind up taking that and winning though, I'll feel bad. It'll feel like unethical if I actually do take the advice to 0 bid Nomads and instantly win. So, I do wonder if people are interested in taking like Stronghold for Witches. I don't think that opening Stronghold is right for any of these factions, actually. I think that even Nomads might want to open like Temple Earth 1, Temple Earth 2. There's a lot of coins in this game. Is Pult. I think that... So I'm thinking Nomads, like... I kind of like a double Temple opening for Nomads here. I'm willing to bid more on Swarmlings. Maybe take them down 10 points, because like 3 is really good. They effectively don't have a color neighbor because Witches aren't going to bother them in the east, and Nomads are going to be friends with them in the west. So I thought that bidding Swarmlings down 10 points might be okay. Now the thing is that these other factions are going to have Earth 1, and they're going to have Network over Swarmlings. But I think that they should like nomads more than witches. That might be a crazy thought. But yeah, keep getting here a little more. Now, halflings aren't bad because you're going to get a town through here, like 100%. I guess nomads could annoy you on G4. That's a bit of a risk. Nomads probably don't place E8 this game. They also probably don't place B4 because B4 witches. It helps witches in terms of getting like this stuff here. You only place B4 going for a stronghold opening, and then you just sandstorm away B5, and you have neighbors for your own town here. So G4 if I were nomads, because I think that nomads are going to ship earlier than halflings are. Like just more stuff to do with shipping with no spades as yellow than brown. Swarmlings could get left out of the early leech party. They're going to get one leech from halfling on G5, but they're not getting any other leech. This might be just a sanctuary. And then on this side, you go through here. And then if nomads aren't sanctuary or aren't strongholding, then you come down around like this. If they are strongholding, then you might try to. But either way, I think that your mega town actually might go to the west here in this game for Swarm. The good thing about halflings is you are going to be in the best leech position. You're in the center. I don't think that nomads are going to take away this hex, like with. So you're going to be able to get a sanctuary town here. Let's see. The game plan for halflings is take G5, temple for Earth 1, grab both these hexes. And then send priests to I don't know, maybe send a priest to the Earth Cult or something. I do like my Nomads game plan. I think I'm willing to pay like maybe 5 points relative to Halfling for Nomads. I just don't like opening with Nomads and flying around the board with high shipping off the Earth Cults. Earth 2 also helps us to build up a little bit, and there's a TP tile in the game. So I really like opening Earth 1, Earth 2 with Nomads. And I also think that Swarmlings will play D3 or D2, so I think we're going to neighbors. So one reason to open Stronghold with Nomads is a 3-town event. Stronghold really helps you to get early towns as Nomads. I am going to pause just briefly. So I am unmuting the camera off because I'm eating some food, so I don't want to look like an absolute slob on. But I will continue to make dumb commentary. There's some general agreement that Swarmlings and Nomads are the two best factions, or there's some fair agreement that are the best faction. I think that others a lot, and I have to admit, I like too, but they're getting bid enough that I'm not that interested in going for them at this moment. One big upside to Halflings and Swarmlings is that they have like Halflings and Witches rather, is that they have essentially inherent scoring. I think that the deck is scoring tight, and I think that Halflings are going to be able to score pretty well off of it. Or not that they're going to score particularly well off the track advances, and some network or 10 points of digs throughout the game, and that should be pretty good. So I think that if we get down to like 35 here, I think I might just go for Halflings and see what happens with our extremely bold Earth 1 strat. By the way, I don't think Earth 1 strat is particularly bold or innovative. Earth 1, opening Earth 1 is like actually, like one of the most basic things. But I do think that I avoid it because I like to sort out my economy a lot. But I do think that this is a game where, okay, FireX has taken Halflings. I think that that's a good call by FireX. I believe that we're going D3, G2, and D3, F3, and G4. I believe. Both mandatory leech. I feel good about making a town through here, and maybe we get one of these hacks. I don't know if we're. I still think that it's double temple at the moment. So we do see Witch's place at C3, which definitely strongly indicates that they're going for this temp ship. We could try to mess with Witches by taking temp ship away from them, but that seems disastrous. So we're not gonna do that and kill our own game. Right? Like being my game plan, then his plan is to take temp ship, grab the priest with his first action, send the priest to air and temple for Earth 1 before building this stuff. But we'll see if I'm right. Having action is going to be strong this game. And ooh, I don't like this placement for FireX. I think that this was supposed to be H7 for sure. Because I guess he's afraid of me boxing him in at F5, but this means Swarmlings could cut through like this. We're going to see what winds up happening. I am going to place G3 and believe that I'm going to outship Halflings to eat. I could place b4. That just gives me an when witches come around, but I like. Our plan is Earth 1, Earth 2. I believe that we're going to get quite good leech this round, and I also believe that passing that 4 actions might be enough to pass first. Witches have 4 clear actions. That's Temple for whatever, and these 2. If it's Air 2, then they can Temple for Air 2 and pass, and they will get the double dig next round instead of me. If I am not the first person to pass, then I will try to take a coin things. Then I should be able to get onto one of these 2 high-valued coin tiles and then open double dig next round. We'll see how it goes down. JSP says interesting. I agree. We've all been talking like it's G6 Swarmlings, but it is not. This takes a lot of pressure off of the spade action from Halflings. But I think that they probably still want it, but we'll see. FireX is deciding whether he wants to upgrade or grab that spade first. He does grab the spade first, and I greatly approve of this decision. You just don't know if witches are going to do like whatever and like grab e7 for whatever reason first. So I think that it's pretty safe to do this, and I like that. I also like that it gives me some leech. Swarmlings, I like this move from Swarmlings because, like, they don't getting double dig, right? They don't know where I'm going to upgrade, so they might as well try to save some power tokens if they can. My question is, who do I want to have the double dig? Sorry, I should rephrase that. My question is, do I want Swarmlings to be able to save power? And my answer is no, right? I don't want Swarmlings to be able to save power. I'll just upgrade. This should get me better leech from Halflings than these guys. Swarmlings have to double spade next round anyway, so I think that I upgrade here. Then I upgrade D3. Then I Temple for Earth 1 and Earth 2, and it doesn't matter where. We're thinking about leech maximization. We're thinking about denying Swarmlings. So Swarmlings are going to take the double spade here. Like, I think it's a certainty that they will. And they're going to have to burn down to 6 power, which is awkward as Swarmlings. They're going to take the double spade. They're going to secure C1, I believe. They will build C1 and get a little leech. And then I will upgrade D3, and then that'll get me a little bit of extra leech from Swarmlings. Upgrade this to a stronghold. If I were witches, I would be taking the priest here. I'm not commenting right now because it's all exactly according to plan. Halfling will pass in front of me. They have a temple and a dwelling left to do this round, but they might use the cult step. They might temple for air 2. That'd be kind of cool. Gets them this air spade. Though they don't really have a great place to put it. They use the cult bump, so they're good about my chances of passing up the 7 coins and getting double spade next round. Let's see if it ends up going down. I have 2 actions left for that to happen. Fire has at least. Swarmlings have. They could have this and then this, they could go stronghold TP and then pass without building that dwelling. That's certainly possible. And then they might double spade E2. I certainly hope that that doesn't happen, but I recognize that that's a possibility. And that'll really suck, and I'll have to figure out what to do if that happens. I suppose that given the way that Swarmlings placed, I could have just stranded Halflings back here. It was kind of nice of me to do this, but I do think Halflings are in a bit of a tough spot, so I don't mind giving them a neighbor. That said, I mean, Halflings played F5 first, so I totally would have just placed G6 as Swarmling. It obviously didn't go down exactly how I would have had it go down, but... Oh, we don't particularly want witches to take our action without having to burn power, so we're going to do this first. Just delay giving them stuff. Though I guess that's not really like if these two has like happily, so whatever. It does look like Fakirs might be tipping his hand here that he's going for heir 2. He built H7 without making another dwelling. Swarmlings are now in contention for double dig next round. So I am suspicious of them about passing. However, they have exactly the stuff right now to make a temple for Water 1. And I think that that's something that Swarmlings want to do. They also have the ability to try to pass on to my big building pass tile, so I hope that they stay in a little longer. Which taking Earth 1 is very interesting. Or 1, right? I'm almost certain that that is certainly not the power tile I would have taken. Now, I think Red Alert is reading the room a little bit, and he's saying, Swarmlings effectively have heir 2. They have ridiculous power production, and Halflings are clearly indicating that they want heir 2. So why fight them for pace 2? We'll see how that winds up working out for them. I am helping out FireX quite a bit here, I believe. People are questioning the 2 temple nomads. I think that that's a fair question because Stronghold would have given 4 points, and it likely gives 5 points here. Hopefully, you've never seen double nomads. Oh, you haven't lived. I'm glad to be the first one to show you this. Double temple nomads is traditionally very strong. Now I'm not that good of a player, so it might crash and burn. But trust me, that's me. That's not double temple nomads. Stronghold is definitely a good opening. Very strong opening. But I decided on temple because 2, I kind of think that I might have not competition on the cults. Like Earth 1 because of this. I'm not sure that this is like super heavy scoring. And then I think that there's a lot of coins in this game. So I want to build tall, so I want Earth 2. And I want to have late dwelling, so I want to build these. So that's another reason to take Earth 1. And I think that there's a lot of coins specifically linked to the Earth cult. So I think there's a lot of reasons to want the double temple the way that I got it. Hopefully that kind of explains my thought process. Witches have an opportunity to grab coins here. Also, are my eyes deceiving? Did Swarmlings choose not to pass onto the big building tile? That is insanely wild to me. Yeah, I don't know that I've ever seen something like that before. And by the way, Swarmlings chose to build a dwelling instead of templing, so I think that they're up for grabs this game. Unfortunately, I won't be able to secure one of these is absolutely taking coins on me. I suspect that Halflings will want a single spade next round. So Swarmlings, if they want to secure their 2-key town, they're gonna have to hard dig. And my opponents having to do suboptimal things like hard digging is delicious to me. We're going to give the leech to. Swarmlings can't do anything special with this leech early. They're going to get a free leech, but it's like they're not going to get the power action there anyway. So our next action is when Priest to Earth. Don't know if Halflings right now. I think that they might want the single spade because they're on this pass tile. So they want to build lots of dwellings this round. Getting these 2 out is huge if they can. It's also a spade round, so taking that spade away from these other 2 players is very strong. That's how I see it. I think that Halfling should spade here. Witches, I would. I think that this has to be Priest to Earth from Witches. Not to be Priest to Earth for Witches. And Witches are in the Stronghold tile, so I'm not sure if they go for a strong E7. playing a culty game, so we're going to claim 3 spots. There will be a priest going to Earth later. I want this, but I think that I don't know what Red Alert is thinking right now. I'm going to burn this power for these coins. I think that the right thing to do is for Red Alert to burn power for coins. However, if for some reason he wants to save his power for digging later, which he shouldn't, by the way, he shouldn't want to save his power for digging later, but if he does, then I will get everything for sending priest to cult, and I sent priest to fire because I figure I can get these. Guys, it's a Christmas miracle. What's not a Christmas miracle is I see fire a ship here, or pass onto this tile. Both are possibilities. Doesn't happen. He'll have 1 priest production, so maybe he'll be convinced to advance. But honestly, if I were Halflings, I would probably just advance digs like in round 5, because that's the dwelling scoring round. Oh, the priest goes to the earth track. That's fantastic. Swarmlings should water on here. They do. Halflings might be trying to get 10 on the 2-key town. Let's see what happens here. This should effectively win me. My plan next round is to go 2 ship. I'm not going to bother trying to make this town. I'm going to try to go 2 ship and hit E8 before. My fear is that Halflings are going to pass on to temp ship, and they're going to advance ship and then build double spade here. That would be pretty rough for me, and I think that it's actually good for them. So I will say that my priest to earth was very greedy. I don't know that that was the right move. I could have advanced ship here and built G2 I7, and then I'd be ready to advance ship, have tempo and half eight. I've slowed down my own tempo by quite a bit right now. I slowed myself down so much that I'm considering don't pass temp ship right now. I'm considering just passing onto temp ship myself. I would leave a dwelling unbuilt, which is kind of a cardinal sin, but I have Earth 2, so I can kind of trust Earth 2 to do some work for me. Just hold. Well, we're in trouble, guys. We're in trouble. We should advance. That was way too greedy. Oh, they passed the TP score. Okay, so Halflings are going to make two TPs to make their town here. That eases my mind a lot about our whole E8 situation. So, I mean, I am going to build G2, and I'm going to pass on ship or the dwelling scoring tile. Either of those should be fine. Witches get Earth 1. That's nice for them. I will build this. There's going to be a rush for the last Earth's priest spot. I think that's okay. One good thing is that Halflings shouldn't be able to beat Witches to the 2-key town. They made a TP here, but they didn't. And the fact that they didn't means that Swarmlings are going to be able to beat them to 2-key town. There's no way that Swarmlings will like just hard dig or something. Also, I pass. Like this is not a good pass, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't see that pass. They could have, like, they had a cult bump to use, so use the cult bump. It's possible that Witches pass and you get onto their top cult bump, man. But no, they pass on a temp shift, so... Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I mean, JSP is a very strong player. You can see when it's ELO, like, we're all playing the same division. I don't like him, but, you know, like, he's a strong player. He has a point. There is a point in this, and the point is that he wants to take away A3 from Witches, potentially. Tile, which I think is the right move for sure. Our power situation no longer looks great, so I am considering passing on to this, or this, just to cycle my power a little. I don't think that there's much benefit in taking the 2 workers, but 2 workers is 2 workers. The counter argument is that, right? Our plan next round, advanced ship, that's 8 coins. 1, 2, 3, that's 3 dwellings. That's 3 workers. So that's, I have 16 coins right now. That's 6 coins plus, that would take me down to 2 coins. I don't really have any designs on this house. Yeah, so I think that we take this. We're gonna have a relatively long round. We have at least 5 actions, and then we have maybe, yeah, we're not gonna send this last. We have a lot more action, so taking this would be good because it gets me more in line for another coins action, but it's very possible that, like, Red Alert, for example, will pass well before me anyway, and he has enough stuff to take a coins action. So this isn't that good, so I will pass more coins. The alternative is that I could take... So the benefit of this is that I could hard dig 8 E2. Now, I already said that I'm not actually using up all my coins, so... Like, I'm using up 14 coins for my plan. I could also just take this, and then I could hard dig E2 for a couple more stuff. Then I would have 0 coins going into the next few rounds, but am I going to get some leech to compensate me for that? Swarmlings don't watch. They're going to build E1 immediately, and then they're done. I think that I just need... I don't hate a double spade here for Halflings. Take that power action away from Swarmlings. There's enough coins in this game. Like, there's coins everywhere here. You're going to have 2 TPs at the end of this round. It's really taking a double spade here as Halflings, actually. But we'll see if they agree with me or not. The alternative is the coins action, but I think that spades are better than coins here. I'm going to assert that. I'm going to assert that spades are good for Halflings. Swarmlings also want a spade. That actually puts Witches taking the coins, and that's actually because... Okay, fine. But it is awkward for Witches if that happens, because then they have issues making this. Okay, it is the double spade. They're going to build E5 first. Okay, so they are going to give me a little leech. That's a bit of a break. There's the 2-key town. Witches take the coins. They can send Priest to Earth first, which they might do. But this is awkward for Witches in terms of making their town this round, which certainly they do want to. Like, they could hard D and make it TP. That would involve priest work. Okay, so it's going to go like that. All right, so Swarmlings should be the ones getting... I really am tempted to send Priest to Earth here and just press my luck with this 8 hex. But I don't think that can be right, because then I don't have a place to even use my... yeah, well, let's just do this. This is a really fun Halflings game. I think they 2 temples, 2 dwellings, or 3 TPs, 2 dwellings. They're like 1 leech short, but they just need to send a priest to Earth here. Here comes TP1. I anticipate that these will probably be cult towns that we see from our opponents. We need just a smattering more leech, but I don't know that we're going to get it, which is real frustrating. I do like this bridge. This bridge that witches can just drop their landscape here, and I do think it'll likely be their landscape. Then they take an 8-pointer, and then they can advance ship. Yeah, so Fire X does put the priest as we predicted. So there's going to be pressure on my 2 cults, unfortunately. But next round I'm going to be putting lots of stuff in, and I am going to use my cult bump probably on Earth. Swarmlings are going to angle to take the coins action. I think that that's a great move for them. They will likely Sanctuary for Earth 1 here as well, in my opinion. I find it highly likely that Swarmlings Sanctuary for Earth 1, denying it from Halflings, and then giving themselves lots of stuff to do late in the game. So this is working out for Swarmlings. Despite them not passing onto the tiles that I wanted them to, they should first get E1. Actually, they don't need a coins action here, right? I would prioritize passing here for Swarmlings. I think that's actually... get out of here, like, people... So witches do drop their landscape. So this puts witches as a threat to pass. So if I'm Swarmlings, my next action is to make... as for me, I'm just taking a long-ass round. This round probably never ends without building this hex. So let's take care of that. They do take a ship town, and they also take the Raven's Blunder, which is really unfortunate because that's 5 points worse for witches. And, well, okay, maybe this is enough points, but they're going to probably send a priest to the Earth Cult at this point? I don't know. In any case, I'm definitely making this right now if I'm Swarmlings. If I'm witches, I'm taking the power action here. Fire X is going to build his dwellings instead of giving me leech, which is fine. I think that probably is the right thing to do, sadly. You're headed out. It's cool. See you around, Fofo. Thank you for watching. Swarmlings do take the coins power action, so they are going to take a long round. This almost certainly means that they're going TP and Sanctuary. Yeah, that's interesting. We're going to continue with our little shipping plan. I am going to build dwellings, and I will actually be able to build the TP. The TP, I think, goes on... Maybe the TP should have gone up first. Fire X is going to build D8 here. I think that, consistent with his previous patterns of behavior, he should probably build D8 first. Build D8, grab your 8-pointer. Okay, he makes the TP first. That's a little sad because now my TP gets less leech. So maybe my TP does go E3 in that case, because that way it will be part of a town, and also Swarmlings can't really take that leech, so that's probably the best place to like give the least benefit to my opponents as well. Red Alert has the stuff to, but I am going to be building E8, so he's going to have the leech to build 3 dwellings very happily as well. It's very nice. Yeah, the Earth Cult has turned into a clusterfuck, which is unfortunate. I'm also realizing that I could have just cult bumped Earth to get power for the question, so I have misstepped as well. FireX may be planning a quick pass now. I wouldn't be shocked, because I feel like he probably wants a Sanctuary in the center. There's Earth 1. Okay, he might have been angling for Earth 1. I missed that, but it is possible that there is some angling for Earth 1 there. Cult bump the Earth Cult. Oh, clever. Red Alert was already took a ship town, so only need to advance ship once. That's pretty neat. Could even use Priest to Worker if he wants here. This does give FireX tempo on a Water 1, which is neat. But he does decide if he wants to pass here or not. I think that I would always be building this dwelling if I'm FireX'd. There's no way I'm not building this dwelling here. Nope, does pass. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I probably would have gone dwelling TP. It's 2 extra coins and 2 extra points. These 2 workers are nice. I guess the coins action is very nice here. I do have to admit. This does give them the ability to take a coins action. Swarmlings are finally ready to pass. They're probably going to pass onto the TP tile if they get the chance. Red Alert is going to keep annoying me, as this is right. Yeah. Okay. So this has wound up working out for Swarmlings. That said, I guess that like technically, yeah, Earth 1 is good to secure because they're going to get Air 1 next round. So, yeah, I get that. Fair enough. Should we just pass here and get onto this? Witches have 1 more action left. We're considering whether or not we want to build a TP. The answer is definitely yes. We definitely want this TP. Yeah, I think we want that TP anyway. Swarmlings will be able to put a Cult Spade on H3, which is cool. Which is build a thing. So I could take a Priest here. I could take a Priest and send it to Earth. If I do that, then I get another Spade. And a Spade is good, right? And I get this. So does that kill my coin economy too badly? I'm going to hope that the answer is no to that, because I could just have a quiet round next round, hard dig, build a TP, and I don't have, or I don't even do hard dig, right? I can just, yeah, I'm gonna spend 3 power on a Spade, which is the same efficiency as a double Spade. There's no way that this is that bad. And I get onto this tile, which is also quite good. So this is my dream for the moment. I believe our spades are going on B2 and E2. Swarmlings should put their spade on H3 or I3. I think it should be H3 because you don't want to incentivize witches to like come at I4 for whatever reason. So turning this to black, I think, is the best move. They don't have shipping, so they can't turn F2 to blue. They could mess with E2, which would really hurt me, but I don't know that that's great for them. I don't have any stronghold, and I don't have the coins for a stronghold. So coming down here, I think, is actually better. Yeah, it's unfortunate for me that witches have gone this extremely culty route as well. Now, obviously, like it's completely their right to do that. I think that they're playing a very fine game, but I think it's bad for me for sure that they did wind up doing that. They do spade H3, which was what I thought should happen. I believe that I want E2 B2, but I could be convinced that there's a case for turning this to gray or to black. So I think that this is going on B5. I think that that's the right move for witches. They could also go for G1 and then like maybe G1 and B5 to turn like two of these guys, and then they have opportunities at just like really making their network huge. Because G1 F2 would cut off Swarmling's ability to make a mega town like this. Now Swarmlings could just make a that would actually really force Swarmling's hand because then they would need to advance ship with their first action or something. But it could also cause Swarmlings to come after E2, which would be very bad for me. So it's an interesting spot here. I'm hopeful that like everything goes my way right now. There's I guess one thing that I haven't discussed is the option that I could take water 1 here. I don't think that I'm building another TP or that I'm building a temple this round. I just don't have the coin economy right now to justify it. I may just want a sanctuary for water 1 or something, or even air 1 later. I think a sanctuary for air 1 in this round is probably good. This round, it's probably better to build TPs. I think it's just better for my economy. I'm going to send priests to the fire cult if I can. Red Alert is really struggling on where to put these spades. Like C2 G1 would be like a very aggressive expansionary route, but I think that that's bad because I do think that Red Alert has a lot of interest in making this town here. Sorry, I don't know if I had the thing selected. So Red Alert really wants a town here, so I think putting some spades here is a good idea. Yeah, one spade there, the other spade went on H6. Okay, so it's an aggressively trying to make 3 towns game plan. Nice, I think that's very cool. We are going to take this hex and this hex. This should be the coins action. There's no more rush on Earth 1. I don't think that Fire X should also... I also don't think that Fire X should be concerned about Water 1. It seems pretty bad for me to take it, so... it is the coins. Yeah, Halflings look really good right now. Getting all these dwellings out is really awesome. Can I get the last priest spot here, or are witches going to take it? I don't see any reason for witches not to take it, sadly. Swarmlings are just holding out for the coins action, and I am probably just going to give it to them. Oh, Red Alert puts priest to air. Wants to lock that up. Okay, let's lock this up then. Here comes Water 1 from Fire X. Swarmlings should be making Air 1. Swarmlings gave up because they really want the double spade, so they just didn't down convert, so now is my time to build E2. They were hoping to get that free leech from me, so I feel kind of good that like I didn't wind up giving them that. I do need to put a priest onto the water track so that I can get 2 coins out of my priest. I suppose I could also send it to Earth, grab a priest, and then send that to Earth as well, and close out fire and close out witches. Fire X's last priest should not go to a cult. It should probably be to advanced digs here. But no, that's wrong. That's wrong. Totally could. May want Sanctuary for Air 1 as well, just for points. He's on this. Can make a TP. Like, that requires 1 fewer hex here, and who knows, like, which of these hexes is going to get blown up by one of us. Yep, it is a Sanctuary. Okay, neat. Wow, it takes Earth 3. That's a bummer. That's definitely a bummer. So, yeah, like this whole shebang that's been happening over here is unfortunately kind of turned to crap. That was definitely something that I didn't want to see, but obviously it did happen, and there's not much that we can do about it now. One line that I'm seeing is that I could go Sanctuary TP right now. That brings me down to only 5 dwellings on my board, but next round's the dwelling round. Like, this is not great for this, but I'm gonna get out 3 of my dwellings trivially next round, and I can probably secure Water 1. I don't think witches are building a Sanctuary here. That seems quite bad for them, and I do want a Sanctuary, so Sanctuary TP dwelling I think might be okay. I am bummed that it went down this way, though, for the record. I think that I Sanctuary for a Priest Town. The Priest Town turns into 2 more workers, and then I can put them on this cult. Or into 2 coins that I can send to the Water Cult as well. I should beat Fire X on the Water Cult, likely. I suppose that also wouldn't be crazy if I took Fire 2 and an 8-pointer. Fire 2 8-pointer forces Fire X to close out this cult instead of sending his priest to water. But I think that Swarmlings will go for Fire 2 eventually as well. They do want the double spade now. They're thinking pretty hard right now because I think, oh, they don't have shipping, so they can't get F2. They might be just considering turning this to their landscape, and I don't think that that's awful. But they should really want to get that 8-pointer right now. If I'm Swarmlings, I'm probably going F1. Actually, no, it's not clear. It's not clear at all. Well, glad I'm not in that spot right now. It's a tough decision. In any case, I do like Sanctuary Water 1 now. Okay, they put the landscape down here. There's a chance that they connect through here, but Witches can grab G1, F2 now. And I think that that's a strong denial move from Witches if they feel like it. If I'm Swarmlings, then right now I'm feeling the pressure and I'm kind of leaning toward taking this. That said, Swarmlings are going to be able to make a town now. They're going to take a long round, make a town, and take fire and take air 1. I have to figure out, or actually they should take fire 2, right? They should take fire 2 and close this cult. Okay, so I'm not taking fire 2. I'm not taking the cult town to try to close that out. I'm probably just going to take a priest town so I can send the priest to water. And I will wind up with a pretty crappy cult score given that I open double temple, but I will probably live. You can come back from having a crappy cult score. Fire X might feel the pressure now to close out the Earth cult. Because Witches can totally temple right now for Earth 2. I can't temple for Earth 2, otherwise I would be taking Earth 2. I've invested enough shit into this cult to deserve that, but so Fire 2 Coin Town actually does bring me to closing this cult. Or Fire 2 plus the 8-pointer actually helps me to close this cult, but I don't really want to do that. I think I would rather just take Water 1. I would rather make this TP and then build through here. Fire Ash does close the Earth cults, which is good. I like when my opponents fight each other, and that is what just has happened. Swarmlings need to make their TP at some point. They need to decide if this is a Fire 2 game for them or not. They are going to build dwellings. Swarmlings can compete for network this game. They need F1 to connect, but then they have A4, I2. They probably get like 2 more dwellings down with spades. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe this 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They could get to 13 network. That probably beats Halflings. So Swarmlings are going to be a monster in the end game. No pressure on the town that I actually want right now, so this is just better for power management. This will let me rebuild a dwelling as well. It's slightly fewer points here, but it's better economy, and it'll give me 1 point at least. So I pay 1 point for 1 worker. Always a good trade. Oh shit, the big building tile is gone. Do we need to pass on to that to deny anyone? If I'm Witches, am I passing for that tile? Is it too good for Swarmlings to get that tile? Okay, here's Air 1. Or Fire 2. Swarmlings are going to continue to let this tile hang. That's kind of insane. My hope is that they just don't have enough points during the game. Okay, it's Fire 2 and not Air 1. So they are going to close with the 8-pointer next. That'll be 3 points plus 8 is 11 points. They'll have 58 after that. Okay, Witches do Temple for Air 1, presumably. They close out Air. They actually don't have a... Oh, they're going to Temple. They're going to TP down here. So Fire Axe will have to reject that Leech. That's cool. We're going to be calm here. We're just going to be calm. We're not going to worry about the pass tile. I think that we'll try to get a pass tile next round if we can. And if we don't, then we don't. But our plan is to just be cool like Fonzie. We're all just going to be a bunch of little Fonzies here. Witches may want a single spade on I-10. Don't think that that's out of the question. They desperately want these towns, so... that said, Halflings are opening coins next round, so Witches could just pass for the double spade now. Swarmlings finally, by the way, have used their stronghold action, so they can now pass. They should be taking the 8-pointer here, but they could take a Priest Town instead. They do take the 8-pointer. I think that was the right call. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Like, a lot of things went wrong for me in terms of the cult game here. And I think that that ultimately is going to be what costs me this game. Swarmlings do have Earth 1, so I think that they have some reason to build A8 eventually. A4 eventually. I hope so, at least. This is now worth points to me. The question is it worth enough to me? And I think that I said that I was just gonna do my thing. This is 2 coins and 1 worker. And it cost me 1 point, but no, it actually, yeah, it cost me 1 point, but that's totally the line here. I haven't said it out loud, but something that you might be detecting is that one thing that's on my mind is the idea of advancing digs this game. I think that I want another town, and I think that that could involve this H4 hex and like a bridge town through here. It could also involve digging just through all of these hexes here. But I have a vague sense that there may be advanced digs in this game plan. Witches have a lot more stuff to worry about than denying me H4. Swarmlings might be able to get to 3 ship next round, so I'll have to keep my eye on them. While they're advancing ship, I'm going to be advancing digs. Witches are going to beat me to this TP tile, but that just means that I'm going to be able to get onto the TP tile as soon as they pass next round. I'm going to take a long round again next round, I think, is ultimately where I'm arriving at with this statement. Witches immediately pass to get onto this, totally the right move. Look at everyone's economy. This is really a strong economic game from everyone. You love seeing that at like high level tables, you know? Witches try to decide whether, oh, Red Alert is not. Oh, Red Alert drops a dwelling down. Okay. Does this change anything? No. The answer is no. It changes nothing. Okay. So we have two basic lines available to us. We actually have a line where we build A5 and then we instant pass. We can build A5 and insta pass because then we'll have maxed out our economy and then we get back onto this guy. And then we open with a coins action and we're like off to the races, right? Halflings don't really want to connect this game, I think. Connecting might help them beat Swarmlings on network, but is it really worth it? Who knows? I would hope that the answer is no there. But our first action is to build A5. These priests can happily turn into workers, I don't care. But I think that our line is build A5 and then quick pass, if we can. Now, witches are in a position to quick pass as well. They've already maxed out their economy. However, they don't have TPs, and they have both Air 1 and a TP tile. So I think that they want to stay in this round a little longer than I do. So let's build A5. Yeah, and that might do it for this round for us. Witches are looking like they're first in network. Is that a problem for us? How can we stop witches from being first in network? We would need to get down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 structures, including a TP. That's just not happening, right? That's like never happening. We would need a temple. The temple has to go up next round anyway, right? It's a next that's a next round thing. The temple. Yeah, because the priest production doesn't help me. I can only take 2 priests anyway. I'm thinking I'm just down converting and I'm switching over here, and then next round I'm going to advance digs, dig out all this stuff, make a second town, build some TPs, and just hope that I have enough to make that all happen. I'm not going to take any 2-for-1s this round. That's the only bummer to it. Now, you know what? Is there any point in staying this round, really? Now, witches could pass as well, so... Oh, but if witches do pass, right? Swarmlings are not passing yet. I don't think halflings are passing just yet, either. So let's do this. I don't know why I'm doing this. This doesn't have like a lot of economic benefit, but I feel like there's like chances that I can take some leech or something. Halflings do advance their digs fully, so they're going to start carving out another town, or they're going to continue carving out their town, rather. Swarmlings take the workers, which means that my round ability to continue is shortened by quite a bit. Witch is secure B5, which means that I believe that witches are ready to pass, which I think is fine because I still get their tile. I somehow don't feel like Halflings are ready to pass, but I also don't see why they shouldn't because they have like maximum economy. They have all the coins. All that they would get from building now is coins. So I might be in danger of Halflings passing. And then I have to outstall witches. Can I outstall witches? Witches can hard dig, slow build a dwelling, and that would be that. They need a sanctuary in the future, which is going to slow them down a little bit. Would they just make a TP here? Witches making a TP here doesn't seem great. I think I just passed. I don't like. I probably should have passed earlier anyway. Now we get a coins action at the beginning of the round, which might. All right, why don't we count what we need to advance our digs? We need 2 more workers so we have 15 right now, right? Let's call it 16. One of the priests could be a worker, so we have 16 workers. 2 of them go to the dig advance, so that's 14. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Wait, sorry, no. This is two for the dig advance, 2 for this, that's 4, 2 for this, that's 6, 2 for this because I could draw out my landscape, that's 8, 9, 10. 10 workers to get through all this with the dig advance. 11, 12, 13, 14. I need 14 workers. I have that. So we just take coins. That's my theory. Swarmlings will outstall witches here. Witches probably... I wonder if witches just make this TP. I actually think that witches making this TP is completely fine. Then they would be passing for 12. That would put them at 83. And then they have these 2. They are beating me in cults. Very nice game. Swarmlings, the upside is that they're going to pass on for this and pass for this. I think I would have taken, if I'm Swarmlings, honestly, I think that Air 1 was better. I think Air 1 was better than Fire 2. They took Fire 2 so early, and this didn't help them. Now, it did help them close the Fire cult, but I had already given up on the Fire cult by not taking Fire 2 myself. So I think that Air 1 was better because it was 3 points here, 3 points here, 4 points here. That's 10 points. Like, is this town really going to be better than that? I don't know. I mean, it could be. It very well could be, but their economy is in such a place where they might have been able to afford that anyway. And also, like, well, okay, no, this is gonna be pretty quick to dig out, right? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They just need. Oh, they haven't even used this. 8. So this is 8 here. 9, 10, 11. They will need a triple dig, which is sad. I forgot that Halflings were still in this, so the stall war isn't over. Halflings will be claiming E4 as well, momentarily, I believe. Halflings don't have shipping yet, but they could get shipping very quickly, and that could be troublesome. In that case, I think that we're hitting A7 first. Witches pass. Okay, so now Halflings get this. Swarmlings get nothing. Witches get nothing. So I guess it does look like Witches might always have been last in terms of the passing order. Or like Witches might always have been like losing in the passing order. So it is possible that I could have stayed in the round, dug this, made a TP or something. I wanted to advance digs, dig out a dwelling, build a TP basically. That's the only thing I could have done to help my economy. And then the TP tile is like very slightly better than a dwellings tile because I think that workers might be slightly better than coins. There's like 3 coins as 1 worker. I guess they're approximately equal. Swarmlings have put themselves in the awkward position where they can't take a bridge. So yeah, they are probably going to need like this dwelling and like a triple dig here or something. They need to. Oh wait, Halflings advanced ship. Well, shit, guys. Halflings are going to connect. They're going to take away some town space from me, which is real annoying. Yeah, I mean, totally the right thing for Firex to do. He's going to take a priest town here, I think. He's going to dig out E4, then grab a priest. Yeah, I guess it's fine because he was going to get this anyway. Like, the TP tile is slightly better, but this isn't much worse at all. Yep, so here comes the priest town, a ship advance, and A7. So I guess this was the real case for me to do we take this? $24. We want to build out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 coins plus a dig advance. Whatever. This can't be that bad. Maybe there is like a temple for air 1 or whatever in our future as well. But witches do have me beat in network, so that's pretty sad. If there's a chance that I can get out temple, dwelling, TP, and this stuff, then that's really important. But yeah, Firex getting here is hugely problematic for us. Maybe we shift toward trying to make a 3-town game plan now. This is such a filthy Halflings game. It's so good. Reller finally finds a leech that he's willing to take. Oh, hits H8 instead of coming to A7. That's interesting. I'm thinking that they still advance ship right now. No reason not to, really. And then next round, just build A7 advanced ship, and yeah. So can we still do this town if we're not getting A7? I think that we're still taking these coins. We just are. And we're going to advance digs again. And then maybe we build H4 and try to get bridge or something. Actually, Swarmlings probably just take this bridge, right? Do they? I don't know. I don't know a lot of things. Red Alert takes workers. That's so Red Alert is actually going to advance digs as well. Advance digs twice to get here. Yeah, so I lose A7. This town becomes a lot more awkward. Halflings can probably, well, I am beating Halflings on network. I'm pretty much locked into second here. The bridge goes, so this town is gone. Swarmlings can get to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, they're not going to beat me on network, so I'm not going to worry about it. I just need to figure out how I'm going to make this town. If one does happen over here. Do Swarmlings have any chance of making 4 towns? That would be a real problem if they did. Witches are advancing on the exchange track as we predicted. All right, let's grab this hex. We do want a TP here. We're almost certain of that. And then maybe we can build these 2 hexes. I think witches would love to get A9 and H8s. We could just take away A9 from them. That might be a play, right? Witches will almost certainly win if they get both of these towns and win network and have good cults. They need 3 workers for this. Then they take a workers town. Then they need, in order to make this town, they will need a sanctuary for fire too. Like, I don't think that there's any way that they're taking A9 for this town, because they need a sanctuary for fire too anyway. So that'll be 4 workers, 5, 6, 7 workers. It's a little tough for them to get their stuff out, especially if I take away C2. So I am going to put my landscape on C2 next. I just did a quick count of Swarmlings power silently. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And they take a coin town. So they're never getting to 24. They're done at 3 towns. So that's a slight relief. Hopefully they're going to build A4. Okay, they undo. That's annoying. I think that they might switch this to a workers town or something. Or a ship town, maybe. I don't think this does us anything any longer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or, sorry, this is 10, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I have more than 17 stuff anyway. So decline. How many workers would it take to get everything out? 1, 2, 3, 4. We're planning on digging these 2 hexes. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because one of them is a landscape. 9, 10, 11. There is no way that I'm getting out this guy then. There's no way I'm ever getting out this, and this. Because that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more workers. Unless there's just cheaper digs that I can find. Like, what if it's 1, 2. I can't get B6. Halflings should hate dig that away from me, I think. If I were to go drop my landscape here, TP, TP, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 workers. Temple for fire 2, 7, 8. Okay, so hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 workers to get down all my stuff. Then how many digs do I need? I might be able to do it with 1, 2, 3 digs. It is technically possible. We're going to go with the technically possible line for the moment. So again, coins wise, we're thinking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's say it's an expensive one here, so that's 14. Plus 3 dwellings would be 20. I do have that number of coins, so. Oh god, am I gonna miss out on the workers' town though? It does look like I'm too slow to the workers' town. Which are going to take the workers' town? Yeah, I'm screwed. Witches are stalling for whatever reason. Don't get it, but that's okay. They might be considering if they need a hate dig here or something. But I am going to take this hex and I'm going to put a dwelling there. So that cuts off the free green over here. Oh, witches avoid giving halflings leech, I see. It was the same number of digs to come down here. They're still not sure about which town they necessarily want. Swarmlings should build A4. They do. And we'll decline this leech. They're able to build E4 now if they wish. That would get them to some number of network that doesn't matter. Continue to decline. Witches finally take a town, but they have given me the opportunity to take a workers' town at this time. Like, I'm not sure that I'm crazy about Witches slow playing this so hard, because the only towns that matter right now are workers' towns. We both have advanced digs, it's a dwelling round, and we're the only two people competing for network, so I don't fully understand why they haven't just prioritized taking workers' towns. Yeah, they do take one here. Oh, they're hoping for Leech, because in order to make this sanctuary, they need to convert priest to a coin. And they are connected already, okay. So witches are not getting out. Yeah, okay. Witches might actually be stuck on only 14 structures? Is that possible that witches could get stuck at 14? In any case, I do need to secure this town now. So if it's 3 here, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2 for this, I drop my landscape. Then I play this, that's 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I can actually do this. I think I can get out all these structures. This is going to be a special landscape. I do need shipping. Oh, I think I don't have it because I need shipping. Is that right? I don't have it? So I need this. All right, let's undo that. Sorry, guys. I think we're going to temple for fire too, and that might let us be able to build that last structure. Because then I can do 3 power to a worker. I don't want this expensive dig. I think I want it to go somewhere else. Maybe I should have taken that 2 for 1. I'm thinking right now, right? And it's 2 points here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 to advance my shipping. Yeah, okay, so I've botched this, huh? Yep. Sorry, team. Looks like I botched it. Anyway, at least I didn't give witches the leech that they wanted, so we will just build B1, then we will make our TP, and then we'll advance ship and just build H1, I guess. If we can take a 2 for 1, we will, but odds are that we can't, and I have screwed things up. Wait, oh, witches are going to compete for network instead of going for their final town. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. It's also quite unfortunate for me. They will be able to get out to all their networks. So that's 4 more points. They passed for 4. So that's 122. They have a resource point left over, probably. 123. They win network outright, 141. They're going to send priest here, 153. Can I beat 153? I'm passing for 8. I'm getting out 2 more dwellings. Witches will build this hex or this hex next. I think that the correct hex to build is I9, not C5, because there's a chance that I come to D7 next. That might have been a slight misstep for Team Witches. Halflings have 6 on networks. That's 137, 151. Oh, sorry. This is 145 plus 6, 151. So I might be third here. I think I'm beating Swarmlings. Witches can hit one of my hexes here. They can hit either B6 or H1. But they can't hit both. So I think I'm actually getting out all these structures. Because I'm going to be able to build D7 and B6, or H1 and A1. One of those two is happening. So witches probably are best off just sending priest to earth. Hitting H1 does nothing. It costs me a victory point, I guess, because I have to convert 3 power to a worker. And they have no stall moves. They have to hit H1, or else I'm building H1 after I advance ship. Oh wait, I'm silly. I don't have the coins, right? I was saying that I should have been taking leech, yeah. Yeah, okay. So we're getting out one more structure. Oh wait, no. Is this happening? I'm getting D1 with a landscape, and then I'm getting this dwelling, right? So let's just make sure that I have this correct. Transform, build, put my landscape here. Hey, we made it work. I think that this might be winning. I just have a big points lead on witches now. And now that I'm winning network, I feel a lot better about my chances of winning. So I think that taking fire 2 was big there. Not only it got me the workers town, which was huge. There's a chance that witches could have taken that away from me, and it gave me the. So like I'm not sure if I mentioned this like at the time when I was undoing my move. I was considering putting my landscape here, but one of the reasons why I took fire 2 instead to make that town was because it gave me 2 power. That 2 power was critical in terms of turning into a worker. Because I had 2 power at the time, like in bowl 3, the 2 leech that gave me turned into a worker, which was important, I think. Fire X says looks like messing with witches was the right move. Oh wow, halflings wind up beating witches. Yeah. Oh, at this rate, Could I have beaten witches even without the? Could I have actually beaten witches even without um, hitting all this network? So, well, that was cool. Um, it's nice to get a win at obviously a very strong table. Um, and, it wound up being by a good margin, but that was definitely not obvious, as the game was going on. Um, so we actually play the fastest game at this table. That's pretty nice. So what happened here? We got 2 coins actions and 1 double spade. This double spade happened at exactly the right time. It happened in round 1, which was super important. This coins action was good. These coins actions were obviously extremely strong. And I think that we got some decent breaks in terms of passing. But it looks like we passed the average number of points compared to everyone. I think that it turns out that passing early in the final round was key because that could have been a big swing here. And this is a cool stat that you don't always see. All 4 of us advanced our digs all the way. Now, Halflings and Swarmlings were both in the game, but still. The cult game didn't wind up quite as good as we had hoped, but I think that everyone else gave up a fair bit in order to do their cult stuff. One thing that really hurt witches, I think, was going for this. Well, no. So this was in effort to make all their dreams come true, but yeah, A11 really hurt witches. This stig hurt witches a bit as well. Overall, that cost Red Alert 2 workers, which I think is a bit of a problem. Fires, any comments on your game? Let's see. I think that the one thing that you could have done is in the town round, when you had your TP, you had the TP tile and you had an unbuilt gray. I think that if you build a TP and another TP and a dwelling there, you are 2 points better off because of the TP, and you're 2 coins and 1 power better off. Now you wound up passing on to maybe the big building tile at the time. So you got 2 workers out of that and a coins action. So that's 2 workers and 3 coins and 4 points. I lately, and I think that I played a lot of Swarmlings for a long time, and then I played against Nerdcube, and there was this one game where it was round 5, and I finally gave up, and I just went forward with passing really early in round 5 as Swarmlings to secure the big building tile. And then I just watched the other Nerdcube, I think it was, had a really long round, just did his own thing, went about doing everything, and eventually passed onto a 6 coins tile. And that was in round 6, round 6 where he didn't have he was never going to get onto another pass tile. But he just did everything that he could in round 5, and then he passed onto a big economy tile in round 6, and then he handily won the game. And I had a decent shot, but it's I managed to secure my points, but at what cost? So I think that your Earth 3 was probably. Yeah, I mean, I didn't love the Earth 3 at the time. I think that your game blocked witches a lot, because I think witches were the ones who could have taken Earth 2, right? Witches could have, or you closed out this cult on witches as well. It was a big enough swing to make it worth it. The fact is that you got Water 1 anyway. You already had Water 1, which was great. Air 1, that was round 4 that you did that, right? Air 1 would have been 10 points. This was around 6 points. This was 6 points at best, right? Because you're probably beating Swarmlings anyway. A 6 point instead of Air 1. I don't think that was a huge problem because you had Water 1 already. If you could have taken Earth 1 or Water 1 and you didn't do that and you took Earth 3, then I would think that that was hugely wrong. But I think that this was good because I had sunk like so much. I sunk both of these favors. I sunk this priest. I sunk another priest into the Earth cult. Witches sunk like 3 steps off of their Raven's Blunder onto the Earth cult. The fact that like everyone had done all that stuff already and you managed to steal that, I think is pretty huge. So like, it's good in terms of it makes people feel bad. It's bad versus Swarmlings. Like Swarmlings, you want Air 1 and like this. I actually think that, and I mentioned this before, I wondered if Fire 2 is better than Air 1 for Swarmlings. Because I think that Swarmlings could have done absolutely fine with just Air 1 instead of like this, whatever town they took. I guess they got an 11 pointer, but like there was no guarantee for this. They needed a bridge, they needed extra digs. Yeah, you made the Ravens blunder really bad, which I think was pretty important. Reller's saying that he thinks that he would have tied with me if you hadn't messed with him so much. I think that he's probably right as well. Like, he had to give up a town, but he would have had both the town and like all this stuff if you hadn't meddled with him, which is clearly winning, I think, for witches. That's like, that's at least 13 more points. Plus, that's at least like 13 more points. Yeah, I mean, like you did secure second place. I don't know if you thought that you were competitive for first. I thought that you were competitive for first, but in the end, it turned out that you were like a fair bit away from first. But you got second place, which I think that probably makes your like the decisions you made in the final round correct. And I mean, honestly speaking, right? Like you weren't competing with us on network. Yeah, if you didn't think that you were competitive for first, then you made the right move. Like you put a player behind you. The only question really is like, was it important to hit Swarmlings harder? Like you couldn't interfere with their hexes too much. You took away E4, which is pretty important. But I guess like not taking Air 1 is a little iffy if you're concerned about Swarmlings, but it's not that obvious. Like to me, like it really wasn't obvious who was competitive for what. So at the end there. So yeah, I just realized I never turned my webcam back on, but that's fine. Yeah, I think that you played a good game, and I think that the one thing that I would have done, and this wound up not mattering at all, is I would have placed H7 instead of F5, because I was scared of G6 Swarmlings, but in the first seat Halflings, I was thinking that you would start H7 to defend against G6 Swarmlings, and then dig G5, F5. But that wound up obviously not mattering at all, so it wasn't a big deal. Quick glance at our scoring track, I suppose. So yeah, mediocre scoring track game for everyone, as predicted, due to all those dwelling rounds late. I think that I was correct to value favor tiles very highly. Now that said, I mean, second place only used 9 points from here. But still, I mean, bonus cards were good for everyone. Like, the same for everyone, I guess. Towns were kind of the same for everyone, interestingly. Swarmlings managed to get a few more because they got, like, their 11-point town at the end. And this network tie was big. Yeah, I mean, I think that it was like a pretty solid game plan to like go for this double temple approach. Like I didn't wind up getting that many points off the cults, but I think that shipping early was important to building my worker economy. Now all of us had good economies, but like the Earth 2 was helpful to getting these workers, which were helpful to the dig advances late in the game. And the dig advances obviously made us resilient in the end. And the other key thing is that I think that I had really good cult rewards from coins. I got 2 spades off the Earth cult, and in addition to that, I got, where is our coins gained? 16 coins off the cult. So like if we look at this, I got 12 more points than the nearest competitor. And I did get coins actions, but a lot of that came from the fact that I dominated this category. And that was a result of double temple. And that's a big part of why I won. So double temple nomads, guys, it's a thing. That's my summation for that. I'm happy to have won this game. I think that I got a lot of good breaks based on Halfling's decisions late. But nonetheless, I think that I pulled off kind of a cool game plan and executed it. So happy to escape this one with a win. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone for chatting. Um, hopefully we get to play again soon. I think that I may or may not be streaming Arena this weekend. I will definitely be streaming my third Tuesday League game for week 4 next week. That will be my home game, and I am strongly considering just picking the same settings, aka the landscapes on base with no fan factions. But like if there's I am available on Discord and stuff. I will read messages if you send them to me on Twitch. If people are very interested in watching a fan factions game, I can be persuaded to watch that as well. So yeah, that's it for tonight. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks everyone for chatting. We will see y'all next time.